Fan challenges Travis Kelce to a bet what happens at Fan Expo Vancouver leaves. Everyone speechless. Travis Kelce had met all kinds of fans throughout his career, but this encounter was about to be different. At Fan Expo Vancouver, where celebrities and athletes gathered to meet their supporters, Kelce was enjoying his time signing autographs and answering questions. The atmosphere was lively, with fans excited to see him up close. Then, from the middle of the crowd, a voice cut through the noise. "Travis, I bet you are not as fast as you used to be." The crowd turned their heads, and a young man in his 20s, wearing a football jersey, stepped forward with a grin. "I bet I can beat you in a speed challenge, right here, right now." A mix of laughter and gasps spread through the audience. Was this guy serious? Challenging one of the best athletes in the world to a contest in front of a live crowd? Kelce raised an eyebrow and smirked. "You are making a bet against me? That is bold." The fan crossed his arms. "I am serious. If I win, you have to sign my entire jersey collection. If you win, you name the terms." The crowd erupted in cheers, eager to see what would happen next. Kelce chuckled and nodded. "All right, you have got yourself a deal, but do not say I did not warn you." The challenge was set. Now all eyes were on Travis Kelce, and what happened next was something no one could have predicted. The crowd erupted in excitement as Travis Kelce shook hands with the fan sealing the bet. Kelce smirked. "All right, so what is the challenge?" The fan grinned. "A 40-yard sprint. Right here, right now, you and me." Laughter spread through the audience. Was this guy serious? Challenging an NFL superstar to a speed contest in front of hundreds of people? Kelce chuckled. "Are you sure about that? You are putting your entire jersey collection on the line." The fan nodded confidently. "And if I win, you sign every single one of them." Kelce smirked. "Deal. But if I win, you have to wear a Kansas City Chiefs jersey for an entire week." "No, no matter where you go." The crowd cheered even louder at the stakes. Some fans pulled out their phones, already recording what was about to happen. A staff member quickly stepped in. "All right, we can clear some space. We will make this official." Kelce and the fan took their positions. The fan stretched his legs, trying to look serious, while Kelce simply stood there relaxed. A volunteer raised his hand. "On my count, 3, 2, 1. The moment the signal was given, Kelce exploded forward, and within seconds, everyone realized just how bad of a bet this fan had made. The moment the signal was given, Kelce took off like a rocket. The fan, full of confidence just seconds ago, was already falling behind. His arms pumped, his legs moved as fast as they could, but there was no denying it. Kelce was on another level. By the time Kelce crossed the finish line, he was at least 5 yards ahead. The crowd erupted in cheers and laughter as the fan bent over, hands on his knees, gasping for air. Kelce casually turned around, barely out of breath. He smirked and walked back toward the fan. "You good?" The fan, still panting, looked up and let out a laugh. "Man, I really thought I had a chance." Kelce chuckled. "You have got heart, I will give you that. But now, about that bet." The crowd roared in anticipation. The fan sighed and shook his head. "I cannot believe I have to wear a Kansas City Chiefs jersey for a whole week." Kelce grinned. "That was the deal, my guy. Hope you have got a good one." Then Kelce did something no one expected. He reached into his bag, pulled out a brand new autographed Chiefs jersey, handed it to the fan. The crowd went wild. Kelce smirked. "If you are going to wear one, you might as well make it legendary." The fan took it, staring in shock. "You are actually a cool dude, man." Kelce laughed. "I will try." The challenge was over. But what Kelce did after winning was what truly made the moment unforgettable. The fan held the autographed jersey, staring at it in disbelief. The bet may have been a loss, but he had just won in a way he never expected. The crowd cheered louder, appreciating Kelce's sportsmanship. Instead of humiliating the fan, he had made sure the moment was something special. Kelce grinned. Now I expect to see some pictures of you rocking that jersey all week. The fan chuckled, shaking his head. You got it, man. A bet is a bet. But just as the excitement started to settle, another voice from the crowd spoke up. All right, Kelce, that was impressive. But how about a real challenge? The crowd turned their heads as another fan, slightly older and built like an athlete, stepped forward. He smirked. You may be fast, but let us see how good your hands are. Kelce raised an eyebrow. You want to challenge me to a catching contest? The fan nodded. One-handed catches. Best out of 5. If I win, I will get your cleats. The audience erupted in excitement. Was this guy serious? Challenging one of the best tight ends in NFL history to a catching contest? Kelce chuckled. All right, but if I win, you have to wear that Chiefs jersey over your outfit for the rest of the day. The fan smirked. Deal. A staff member stepped in holding a football. All right, let us do this. The stakes had just gone up. Kelce had already won one challenge. Now it was time to prove why he was one of the best receivers in the game. The excitement in the room doubled as the second fan stepped up, ready to challenge Travis Kelce. A one-handed catching contest against one of the best tight ends in the game? Kelce smirked as he held up his hands. All right, let us see what you got. The staff member tossed the first ball toward the fan. He reached up with one hand, snatched it out of the air, and held it up proudly. The crowd cheered. Kelce nodded, impressed. Not bad. Now it was his turn. The staff member threw the ball slightly off to the side, but Kelce effortlessly plucked it out of the air with one hand, barely moving his feet. The crowd erupted. Round 2. The fan made another clean grab, catching it smoothly. Kelce, however, upped the showmanship by catching his next pass behind his back with one hand. The crowd went wild. The fans started feeling the pressure. By the 4th attempt, he dropped one. The ball bounced off his fingertips, and a loud "Oh!" came from the audience. Kelce smirked. That might cost you, my guy. When the final ball came toward Kelce, he caught it with 2 fingers, sealing his victory. The fan laughed, shaking his head. All right, you got me. I will wear the jersey. Kelce grinned. Good choice. Saves you from further embarrassment. The crowd erupted in laughter. But before Kelce could step away, a voice from the back of the room made him stop. Kelce, you have got hands, but let us see if you still have the arm. The crowd gasped. Was someone really about to challenge Kelce to a throwing contest? The energy in the room was electric as the third challenge was thrown at Travis Kelce. Kelce, you have got hands, but let us see if you still have the arm, the voice called out. The crowd turned their heads, and a tall man, in his 30s, wearing a college football jacket, stepped forward. I was a quarterback in college. Think you can outthrow me? Kelce grinned. Oh, you want a throwing contest now? The man smirked. Best out of 3 throws. Farthest one wins. The audience erupted with excitement. This was getting crazier by the minute. Kelce crossed his arms. All right, but what are we betting? The challenger did not hesitate. If I win, I get your signed gloves. Kelce chuckled. And if I win, you get my jersey, and I will personally record myself saying you have a better arm than I ever did. The crowd loved it. A staff member quickly grabbed a football. All right, let us make this official. The challenger went first. He wound up and launched the ball across the open space, and the crowd watched as it soared through the air, finally landing with an impressive distance. Fans cheered and clapped as the ball was measured. 48 yards, the staff member announced. The challenger smirked. Your turn, big guy. Kelce cracked his knuckles, picked up the football, and took his stance. He rolled his shoulders, took a deep breath, and then launched the ball with full power. The football cut through the air like a missile before finally landing. The room went silent as the staff measured. Then came the announcement, 52 yards! The crowd exploded. The Challenger laughed and shook his head. Man, I cannot believe it. You actually beat me. Kelce grinned. You had a solid throw, but come on, I played with Patrick Mahomes. You think I was not going to pick up a few things? The crowd roared with laughter. The challenger took off his jersey and handed it over. A bet is a bet. Then in front of the whole crowd, he pulled out his phone, hit record, and said, "All right, world. Travis Kelce has a better arm than I ever did." Kelce laughed and gave him a fist bump. Respect, man. The audience clapped and cheered as Kelce held up his new jersey. 3 bets, 3 wins, and a whole lot of respect earned. But just when it seemed like things were over, a young kid stepped forward. "Mr. Kelce, I have a challenge too." The crowd gasped. Kelce turned, smiling. "All right, kid, let us hear it." The crowd went silent as a young boy, no older than 10, stepped forward. He clutched a football in his hands, his eyes filled with excitement. Travis Kelce crouched slightly, smiling. "All right, kid, what is your challenge?" The boy took a deep breath. "I want to see if I can catch a pass from you." The crowd let out a collective awe, clearly touched by the moment. Kelce grinned. "That is a great challenge, my man, but we need to make it interesting. How about this? If you catch my pass, I will sign the ball and take a picture with you. Deal?" The boy nodded eagerly. "Deal!" A staff member cleared some space in the event hall. The young boy jogged about 10 yards away, positioning himself like a wide receiver. Kelce picked up football and pointed at him. "All right, kid, you ready?" The boy nodded, his hands shaking slightly. Kelce took a step back, cocked his arm, and with a flick of his wrist, sent the ball spiraling toward the kid. The crowd held their breath. The ball was perfectly placed, but as it reached the boy, it bounced off his fingertips and hit the ground. A collective "oh" rippled through the audience. The boy's face fell, and he looked down, disappointed. Kelce immediately stepped forward. Hey, dude, not even worry about it." He picked up the football and handed it back. "You think I caught every pass thrown my way? No chance, buddy." The boy looked up, hopeful. "Really?" Kelce smiled. "Of course. So here is what we are going to do. You're going to try again. But this time, I want you to believe you're going to catch it. Sounds good?" The boy nodded, determination returning to his face. Kelce pointed at him. "All right, get set." The boy lined up again, this time a little more confident. Kelce took another step back, launched the ball with a smooth spiral, and this time the boy's hands were ready. He caught it. The room exploded with cheers. The boy jumped up and down, holding the ball high in the air. Kelce walked over, smiling. "Told you, it is all about confidence, kid." He took the ball, signed it, and posed for a picture with the boy, who could not stop smiling. The moment had nothing to do with winning or losing. It was about believing in yourself and never giving up. And that was a lesson no one in that room would forget. The crowd was still buzzing as the young boy held up his signed football, his face glowing with excitement. Travis Kelce smiled as he patted the kid on the shoulder. "You know what, buddy? That was the best catch of the day." The audience cheered loudly, knowing that this moment was bigger than any bet or challenge. It was about encouragement, belief, never giving up. Kelce turned back to the crowd. "Today was a blast. Challenges, bets, and a whole lot of fun. But if there is one thing I want everyone to take from this, it is this: never let doubt stop you." The room fell silent, hanging on his words. You might lose a race. You might drop a pass. You might even fail at something big. But that does not mean you stop trying. Because the only time you truly lose is when you quit. The crowd erupted in applause. Kelce pointed at the young boy. "And this kid? He is proof that if you keep going, you will always have a shot at success." This story is more than just a fun moment. It is a reminder that confidence and persistence change everything. No matter how big or small the challenge, keep pushing forward. Because one day, your biggest win might come right after you refuse to give up.